Get to Old Navy now for up to 75% off clearance. Get the styles you've been craving at amazing prices with up to 75% off all clearance right now in stores and online at OldNavy.com. But don't wait. Deals this great won't last. Hurry in. Valid 12/26 to 2/2.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network. Internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
My name is Jessie. I'm a United States Special Forces widow. This gives me a unique perspective on the world around us. If you're willing to listen, I'll tell you how I see it, and I won't pull any punches. This is my POV, which stands for Point of View.
All right, how y'all doing out there today? You know I miss you when we're not talking. First of all, I want to thank everybody that's hanging out in the chat room with me tonight. Got a few friends. Gotta love it. Now, I love all my listeners, don't get me wrong, whether you listen via podcast, whether you listen live. I love you all. But I think the ones that have the most fun are the ones that are hanging in the chat room with me. Because not only do they get to hear what I'm saying, sometimes they'll ask questions. Sometimes I'll say something in there that I don't have get time to say on the air. So the chat room's kind of where it's at, folks. And that's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles. So I'm going to tell everybody out there, if you are listening live right now, head on over to klrnradio.com/chat. Or just go to klrnradio.com and hit the big menu button that says chat room. And you won't be alone there. All right. If you're listening and don't know what the title is, I am working on the Shenanigans Iran and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps have been up to. Yes. Now, as you folks know, well, maybe you don't, Iran, I've said it on the air before, I will say it again. Iran, they are helping prop up Bashar al-Assad in Syria. They are supplying the Houthi rebels in the failed state of Yemen. The Houthi rebels, quote-unquote, or Iranian-backed terrorist group, have been not only launching rockets at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, they are launching them at civilian targets. Say, what? Oh, yeah. They launched a missile or a rocket, take your pick. I'd have to check with a rocket scientist to find out the difference. But anyway, they launched a missile at Riyadh Airport, civilian airport. No, I'm not talking a military base airport. I am talking the civilian airport in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Imagine if that was JFK, or Charles de Gaulle, or Heathrow in London. Yeah, that's the kind of place they were targeting. It was not a military target. It was a target filled with civilians. And all I have to say is, thankfully, that missile was intercepted and did not hit its target. Now, I have been working feverishly on audio. And as usual, I've got some half-baked stuff. So I'm going to start off with the good stuff, and we will get to some of the half-baked stuff. Boy, did Russia say some amusing things today at the UN Security Council. Because in addition to the Iran nuclear deal, there's another document holding Iran's feet to the fire that goes more in depth about their missile program. And it is UN Security Council Resolution 2231. Don't ask me the numbering system, but it is 2231. Except. Now, as Ambassador Haley was making her case that Iran has been bad, I don't know how else to put it. Iran is a misbehaving child right now. The Russians are going, "Yay, Iran, we like you." And here is a clip. Now, this is the voice of an interpreter of what the Russian representative had to say today on the floor at the UN Security Council.
When we're dealing with other acute issues and acute regional crises, it's within our forces to make sure that it's successfully implemented. But in order to do that, first of all, we need to abandon the language of threats and sanctions.
Yes. Nikki Haley was calling on the Security Council to implement sanctions. And Russia said, "I don't think so. Let's play the last part again."
But in order to do that, first of all, we need to abandon the language of threats and sanctions.
Okay. That is point number one. Now, I'm a Nikki Haley fan. I will freely admit this, and I also decided something else today. Ambassador Haley, I know you're probably not a listener to this show, but if you ever run for president, boy oh boy, you are a woman I could see in the Oval Office behind the Resolute desk. You don't mince words. You get to the heart of the matter, and you do so with grace and dignity and poise. And I'm going to play part of the press conference from the press conference she did earlier this week. And this is a part nobody has aired because, well, it is kind of irrelevant, but I thought the humor and grace she displayed, it's worth hearing. It's not newsworthy, but it amuses me. That's her walking across the floor of a hangar where they have this huge missile display.
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for being here, and I do apologize for the delay. It goes back to warrant why I prefer the train, as it's more reliable. This is really...
Yes, she was late getting to her own press conference, probably because they stuck her in a limousine, and, well, she prefers the train because it's more reliable. She walked straight across that floor, right up to the podium without missing a beat, apologized, and got right down to business. I don't know that I could have done that. But she did it well, and she did it with poise and grace. And like I said, it's no secret I'm a Nikki Haley fan. You've heard enough of her clips on the air with me. Alright, maybe I need to do a mashup for her for New Year's. Now, let's get to the first of the Nikki Haley's clips that I have for tonight.
As President Trump announced on October 13th, the United States is taking a new approach to Iran by focusing on all of the regime's destabilizing behavior. That means we are not just focused on the nuclear program. We're also taking a hard look at Iran's ballistic missile program, its arms exports, and its support for terrorists, proxy fighters, and dictators. Our new strategy was prompted by the undeniable fact that the Iranian regime's behavior is growing worse. The nuclear deal has done nothing to moderate the regime's conduct in other areas.
All right, so, the nuclear deal may be stopping them from making a nuclear weapon. But I got news for you, folks. Who is Iran trading with? Come on. If you're a regular listener, there's no excuse. Come on. Who are they trading with? North Korea. And if you look at some of the missile designs that have come out of both countries, they are very, very similar and in some cases nearly identical. Now, can I say without a shadow of a doubt that the missile launched against Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, was an Iranian missile? No, I haven't gone to the warehouse. Sorry, kids, I don't have that kind of time. But when they show me pictures, and yes, the pictures are available online. Sorry, I'm adding something to my show prep. I have to reach back and get it in a minute. When they put up pictures on the web, Nikki Haley had all this stuff declassified. It is normally something that would never have been shown. And I will be happy to put the link for anybody that wants it. In fact, I'll probably tweet it out later today. There is an amazing presentation, and I'm going to urge you to check out the stuff for yourself. And I know that's not something I usually do. However, when there is a whole page of pictures, videos, and Nikki Haley making the case, it's worth the time to go check it out. Now, just do it after the show. That's why I'm not going to tweet out the link until after the show. So, how do we know these rockets are Iranian? 1, the design is almost identical. The design is either identical or nearly identical. Secondly, the rocket is missing something most rockets have for stability. It's called a tail fin. Third, not convinced yet? Got another one for you. Pictures of a maker's mark, a mark of a company stamped into the metal. And it's an Iranian defense contractor run by none other than the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. So, it is quite the He proved the theory of the case, in my opinion. And despite wanting to always say we're right, I do look at this stuff with a critical eye. Now, let's listen, take the next Nikki Haley clip.
Aid from Iran's Revolutionary Guard to dangerous militias and terror groups is increasing. Its ballistic missiles and advanced weapons are turning up in war zones across the region. It's hard to find a conflict or a terrorist group in the Middle East that does not have Iran's fingerprints all over it.
And I don't believe Iran was supporting Daesh or ISIS or ISIL, take your pick. But they're supporting the Houthis. The Houthis have attacked U.S. naval vessels. They've fired rockets at them. The Houthis have attacked Saudi vessels, British vessels. They've used an unmanned attack boat to blow a hole in the side of one of these vessels. Ready for the size of the hole? It wasn't 1 foot. It wasn't 2. It was 6 feet. That's going to cause a problem there, kids. That is going to cause a big problem. Now, I'm going to let you listen to Nikki Haley while I grab the rest of my show prep off the printer.
This was Secretary General's fourth report detailing Iranian compliance or non-compliance with UN Resolution 2231. That resolution places specific prohibitions on Iranian conduct. In its strongest language yet, the Secretary General's report describes violation after violation of weapons transfers and ballistic missile activity. The United States welcomes this report, as should every nation concerned about Iranian expansion.
Yep, so it isn't just us talking. The UN Secretary General's report. And that's supposed to be an unbiased international entity. Says they haven't been playing nice, my friend. And that is something, can't tolerate it. Just can't tolerate it. All right. Why is Iran so important? Usually, yes, I know, I'm sitting here screaming North Korea, North Korea, North Korea. I am working on proving this to a point where I can come out here and play audio clip and present documents and explain it. But I believe, and I'm still working on the proof, that the plane load of cash that Obama sent to Iran, and I'm going to call it a ransom, in exchange for Americans, I am going to say a large chunk of that ended up in Pyongyang. And you're looking at me like, really? Yep. We already know that North Korea is a weapons proliferation state. We already know that Iran wrote the book. Yes, Iran wrote the book on evading sanctions. Now, I've got an audio clip here about Iran and some side deals going on with the Iran nuclear deal. We're going to take a listen to that.
The U.S. and its allies allowed Iran to sidestep key restrictions on its nuclear program as they rush to meet deadlines for last year's deal, Reuters has learned, keeping President Obama's standout foreign accomplishment on track at a critical moment. All
right. Now, is that enough insult? No. Obama backed down the DEA when Iranian-backed Hezbollah, yep, I've added another name to this list, was trying to run drugs into this country. And people wonder why. The war on drugs never ends. So, Obama told the DEA to back off. I am working again also on tracking down, because I want to be able to, see what I can do to track down the memos myself. I've seen the report online, but there is a United States District Attorney's memo dated December 15th. It says, the big bold writing is, Manhattan U.S. Attorney files civil money laundering and forfeiture suit seeking more than $480 million from entities including Lebanese financial institutions that facilitated a Hezbollah-related money laundering scheme. Now I'm going to read a little bit more. Lebanese financial institutions, including institutions linked to Hezbollah, allegedly wired $300 million into the United States for the purchase and shipment of used cars to West Africa as part of a money laundering scheme. Proceeds from car sales and narcotics trafficking were funneled back to Lebanon through Hezbollah-controlled money laundering channels. So that's not someone guessing. When you file papers in court, you've got the goods. Most of the time, or you think you do. All right, folks. It is time to pay those radio station bills. And as this is the last night of Hanukkah, yes, it ends tomorrow at sundown. I've lit the last Hanukkah candles I will kindle for the year. We're going to go out on Hanukkah music again tonight, and I will see you on the other side.
Come, let us join in celebration of victories won so long ago. The temple was rededicated, the flames still bright with freedom's glow.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
Come let us join in celebration of victories won so long ago. The temple was rededicated, the flame still bright with freedom's glow.
All right, thank y'all for hanging in there with me while I paid those radio station bills. Now, we were discussing Iran and their shenanigans. And what I thought about were they up to no good? I think you already know the answer is yes. I know they're up to no good. But I'm going to try and prove it to you tonight. And believe it or not, this is just a little tiny bit of inside baseball. So laugh with me while you do it. I actually started a subject folder just for Iran. Because I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to be coming up more and more and more. So I started its own folder. Plus I'm trying to avoid having to go back and find everything and resort everything. Alright, let's take a listen to a couple clips from Jeffrey Feltman. He is the Undersecretary General at the UN.
The report contained preliminary observations indicating that first, the two missiles had similar features, which suggested a common origin. Two, the missiles contained features that are consistent with missiles of the Scud family. Three, the missiles also had features known to be consistent with the Qiyam-1 missile. And four, one of the missiles bore castings similar to that of an Iranian entity on the list maintained pursuant to Resolution 2231.
All right, but folks, missiles aren't the only thing they're shuffling around.
The Secretariat is confident that close to 900 of the assault rifles seized by the United States are identical to those seized by France, also in March 2016, which the Secretariat had assessed were of Iranian origin and shipped from the Islamic Republic of Iran.
All right. So, yes, Iran may or may not be violating the Iran nuclear deal, but they're sure enough violating UN Security Council Resolution 2231. They are not supposed to export anything that could be construed as a weapon. Now, that doesn't mean they can't sell you a cast iron frying pan, but they can't sell you a rifle. I know, I'm trying to break it down for you. Now, we haven't done our Middle East scorecard in a little while, so we're going to do the whole round the thing, and we'll throw in North Korea and Russia for, well, they're part of it. All right, Iran. We're going to start with Iran. Iran is trading with Russia and North Korea. Iran and Russia are propping up Bashar al-Assad. Now, don't forget, Iran and Iraq don't really like each other. Then, you can add to this, oh yeah, got a new connection. Iran is selling weapons to terrorists. Point blank, end of discussion. And Obama, in order to secure that Iran nuclear deal, when DEA agents found evidence of cooperation between Hezbollah and Mexican and Colombian drug cartels, and even possibly a few government officials from Syria, Russia, and Venezuela, Obama kind of said, yeah, just sweep that under the rug. And folks, I got one comment on that one.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Now, moving right along. You know me, I've got a lot. And I always seem to have more than I can get to, but I always do my darndest to make it work. Alright. You just heard from Jeffrey Feltman, the Undersecretary of the United Nations. Now, I think I've got Nikki Haley's comments queued up, but we're going to have to play a little bit of roulette.
I thank Mr. Feldman for his briefing. I now give the floor to Her Excellency Ms. Joan Adamson.
Okay, that's obviously not Nikki Haley. That was an EU representative at the meeting. But it kind of tells me what I'm looking for, folks. Told you I was playing clip roulette today.
But while the JCPOA is...
Alright, that's still the lovely UN lady. Or EU lady. I am working on it, friends, and I do apologize. And I'm just going to say it's been one of those days. Point blank, I had insomnia.
The EU has repeatedly called...
Now we'll let her play for a minute.
The EU has repeatedly called upon Iran to refrain from activities which may deepen mistrust, such as ballistic missile tests, which are inconsistent with UNSCR 2231 and the statements associated with these.
Yeah, she doesn't sound like she's a big fan of Iran either.
This report...
Okay, that's all that's on that one. So this must be Nikki Haley. Yeah, there's my marker for Haley. I actually have a special little abbreviation.
I give the floor to the representative of the United States.
Thank you, Mr. President. This discussion couldn't come at a better time. There were reports this morning that the Houthi militants in Yemen have fired yet another missile into Saudi Arabia.
Yep. So even as we're trying to figure them out, sort them out and talk them off a ledge, they're acting a fool.
This is not the first time the Houthis have fired missiles at civilians in a G20 country.
Like I said, she makes several good points.
Fired by a group of militants should gravely concern us. But the November 4th, 2017 missile's intended target should concern us even more. The target was the civilian airport in Riyadh.
Like I said, now, let's finalize the connection between Iran and North Korea, because we all know I can sit here and bounce audio clips all night. Trust me, I've got the clip library. All right. Somebody pointed out you didn't get to hear the show prep tonight. So, yes, I will pull it out. It's, again, quite a stack. Because, well, this is quite a topic. The entire Iran nuclear deal, along with North Korea's nuclear program, and both countries' ballistic missile programs. There you go. You've been waiting for it. You got it. I do my best to keep my listeners happy, and that's the kind of thing that you can remind me in the chat room, and I will happily do it. Now, back to Iran and North Korea. The second stage of North Korea's Hwasong-14 is very similar to to part of the upper stages designed for Iranian missiles. Iran and North Korea had cooperated on development of missiles and other military technologies starting. Anybody want to guess when? Anybody? Wasn't 1990. Nope, earlier. Keep going. 1980. Almost as soon as they were stable. Iran's Shahab-3 medium-range ballistic missile was based on North Korea's Nodong. Like I said, these two are trading partners. They have exchanged scientists, missiles, blueprints. And yes, one of these gets the technology. You can bet the other will have it in short order. I mean, let's also look at North Korea. They would benefit from cooperating with Iran. Reason 1, Iran wrote the book on evading sanctions. Reason 2, Iran has natural resources and ability to export them under the nuclear deal. Pyongyang is struggling under the sanctions. And I thank you, Nikki, for putting them there. Nikki Haley, thank you. North Korea could get access to Iran's uranium enrichment technology and technical information. Oh, yeah. So, this is not just me sitting here going, yeah, these two are trying to start World War III. Folks, it's only a problem. You're only paranoid if it ain't happening. Now, Russia doesn't want to see any sanctions on Iran. They're willing to let us get away with sanctioning North Korea because, well, quite frankly, North Korea is not buying their weaponry anymore. They kind of just have to give it to them. And, well, that's not going to work. Now, I am working on putting together a special episode, or at least a focused episode, I'll call it, about as much information as I can glean on cooperation between Iran and North Korea and are we going to war with North Korea? Part of me would love to say no, we're not. But we all know that it's probably going to happen. Now, one of the FOIA request documents that's been made public, thank you Politico, is the fact, and this is, I'm looking for the date. I'm not finding it. Oh, it was in 2014. FARC is another it's a Colombian group that's basically an international terrorist group dedicated to the violent overthrow of the democratically elected government of Colombia. FARC has also evolved into one of the world's largest suppliers of... Anybody want to guess? No, it's not marijuana. No, it's not meth. No. Cocaine. There you go. Somebody finally got it. Cocaine. And FARC and the Houthis have teamed up. Or at least they had. So, there is a lot to all these documents, and I am going to work on putting things together. Now, what more can we do to Iran? Well, Russia isn't going to let us get sanctions through the Security Council. So, there's really no point in trying. What can we do? Well, I'm wondering, and this is pure speculation on your host part, is Trump going to add them to the state sponsor of terror list? He should. They meet all the hallmarks for being a state sponsor of terror. You just heard that the UN Secretary General, Undersecretary General Feltman, has reports of them shipping weapons to other people. Now let's take one more listen to Nikki Haley.
An unmanned aerial vehicle known as a kamikaze drone, and material from a Shark 33 explosive boat. Those boats have a warhead inside them that has blown 6 feet wide holes in the sides of ships, killing and injuring numerous personnel.
Like said, imagine, all right, if Iran has all this, and we're gearing up to go to war with North Korea, if North Korea suddenly had all this in a matter of days, we're not talking weeks, we're not talking months, we're talking, well, maybe weeks. But let's say in under 60 days, North Korea had all the technology that Iran has. It wouldn't be pretty, my friend. No, actually, I think it would sound more like this. And we do need to rein in both Iran and North Korea. Now, it's no secret that North Korea trades with Russia, China, and Iran. China has already said they will not cut off the oil. You wonder why? I have an answer and you're not going to like it. Okay? You are not going to like it. Because China doesn't want to get flooded with the refugee problems that would happen in very short order. Now, I've got another Iranian audio clip here. Let's take a quick listen.
The representative of the Israeli regime made unfounded allegations against Iran. He tried to deceive the whole world by distracting public opinion from the horrific policies and practices of his own regime.
Well, I'm going to say that whatever the Iranians think that Israel's done, I could come up with 10 more that Iran's done. So, and personally, I do get a little war weary of hearing people always picking on the United States. I know why they do it. I, by all means, do know. However, it doesn't make it right. Alright, folks, I am going to cut out just a few moments early. Actually, you know what we're going to do? I'm just going to call a quick audible here. Yeah, I don't have an Iranian parody. Note to Third Rail Ramblers. Iranian parody, please. But you know what? I haven't listened to the good old Kim Jong-un parody in a few minutes. So, in a few weeks. So we're going to take a listen to that.
When the bombs fall down, he'll be hunkered down. That income ceiling ain't got no floor. Let the peasants burn in queue. Had an uncle at large and a brother to track. Got a knifing for two, straight in the back. Won't be dethroned by some foreign coup. Was just a family fight. See the ruling right to the Kim Jong-un. He will shoot those misses only, 'cause deep inside he's just so ornery. He's lacking self-esteem with the psychotic regime that's our Kim Jong-un. I would like to discover, maybe that's just me, how many died so he could eat caviar. It flows to his people's doom, compelling peasants to cheer while starving inside. Or how many times that he's tried to blow us apart, refining yellow cake with his hair high and tied. That boy just ain't right, our little Kim Jong-un. He will shoot those misses only, 'cause deep inside he's just so ornery. He's lacking self-esteem with the psychotic regime that's our Kim Jong-un. Soapbox stood on as we rethink. Appeasement took us headlong to the brink. A nuclear enemy, so willing to upend. If I can be forthright, he's a global blight. That's our Kim Jong-un. He will shoot those misses only, 'cause deep inside he's just so ornery. He's lacking self-esteem with the psychotic regime that's our Kim Jong-un. Nations hope for peace rest on the chubby cheeks of the Kim Jong-un. He's lacking self-esteem with the psychotic regime that's our Kim Jong-un.
All right, thank you, Third Rail Ramblers, for an excellent parody of Iran and Kim Jong-un. Now, just as a reminder, folks, you can keep up with me on Twitter at Jesse's POV. You can shoot me a message here at the station at Jesse's POV at KLRNradio.com. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little quick hint before I run out the door. I am not renaming the show for the new year, but I am going to redo the intro. And I might even have some new sound effects and some new music. All right, folks, I will see you back here tomorrow night. On that note, folks, I'm out of here.
Get to Old Navy now for up to 75% off clearance. Get the styles you've been craving at amazing prices with up to 75% off all clearance right now in stores and online at OldNavy.com. But don't wait. Deals this great won't last. Hurry in. Valid 12/26 to 2/2.